Today I thought I'd make a video on something I love to shoot on camera. So I'm going to pass over to this camera to tell you all about. But before that, hello, good afternoon and welcome guys and girls to Ollie JHN. Sunsets happen everywhere, every day. Whether it be here in Cornwall, whether it be here in Barcelona, or whether it be here in your local park. All of them can be perfect if you know the right skills to be able to edit them, or the tips to be able to capture the perfect sunset on camera. But what makes the perfect sunset today? That's what my video hopes to aim to show you. And I'll also be showing you a few natural shots that will capture a perfect sunset on their own. Take a look at some more sunsets like these ones above. My first tip therefore is that you can take a picture of a sunset anywhere, even if you're travelling in a car. So make sure you're always prepared for when the sun is setting. My second tip is dependent on where the sun is when it sets. You can see a completely different photo if the sun is up a bit and when it's actually setting past the horizon. So you can get a variety of photos of one sunset, all dependent on the time. My third tip is all about focus. Sometimes the best sunset pictures are when the camera is focused on something in front of that sunset. This could be flowers, rocks, or even a pile of sand. Sometimes it can get a blurry sunset in the background, which gives you a better picture. So focus is a big thing when taking these pictures. Tip 4 is use more than just a photo. Time lapses are a huge thing when watching sunsets. Take a look at this one, for example. And if a time lapse isn't your thing, then take a look at a video, because a video can capture a sunset in a completely different way to a photo. The next tip is all about the moon. You can use the sun and the moon together, so when the sun's setting and the moon is rising in special events, you can get great pictures. For example, a blood or even a blue moon can be taken, however they are very rare occurrences. My sixth tip is all about reflection and timing working together. Take a look at this building, for example, and you can see the reflection of the sun setting. However, as time progresses, you can see the picture completely changes. Take a look at these three pictures and how they change as the sun sets. Tip number 7 is about lights and shadows. You can see the shadows of the trees and buildings and the lighting of the city completely changes the way a sunset looks. This is all about timing again. The lights of a city will obviously come on later. However, it does make the picture look more magic than just a sunset alone. My 8th tip is not getting bored, so you could try and put things in front of a sunset that are a bit unusual to change it up. If you take a look at the next two videos, there's 2 slow motion shots. You take away the single sun setting into the horizon type scene, which people might get bored of. My 9th tip is sunglasses, and at this point I want to mention Ray-Ban, and the link to their website is in the description below, so please take a look at their sunglasses. You can see that when you put up sunglasses to sunset, you can see the picture completely changes and it can almost give you an edited effect. The very final tip is to edit a sunset. Usually you can't get a perfect shot, even though the ones before, believe it or not, weren't edited. But that takes time and many pictures. So if you want the perfect sunset first time, then edit. So join me now where I'm going to be editing the perfect sunset on Apple software of iPhoto and iMovie. Okay, here's our first example, the magic fountain of Montjuic. So straight away we're taking up the saturation and the temperature, which is going to give it a lovely warm glow. And the contrast there shows us a little bit of light, which takes it away from the shadows, which highlights those columns. Sharpness is not going to do anything, but shadows could make it brighter or darker. So there you have our first one. Our second one is a rock stack in Cornwall, and the contrast is quite important, and the saturation, it really brings out that orange glow again. The contrast bringing out, and the definition, the focus in the rocks, you can see. The highlights again focusing in on the sky, and look at the saturation, how it changes. Shadows are a big thing, we want those down to enhance the rocks, and a little bit of temperature with every sunset does help. Okay, this is Barcelona and those two skyscrapers I was talking about. Contrast really brings the blue in the sea, and the saturation again, the blues and the orange of the sky, as again the temperature. Highlights really brings out that orangey pattern, and then the shadows you can see change there, but we don't need those. Okay, saturation really brings out the glow in this picture of the sun. We don't want that too much because it can look a bit fake. Contrast really brings out the shadows of the trees, and they have a bit of definition, and again a bit of temperature. Let's compare that to the original. There we go. Some flowers in Cornwall. Definition and highlight, shadows, etc. are really going to bring out those flowers, especially the saturation here is going to bring out the pink. The contrast really brings out the flowers in front of the rock, and then just a little bit of temperature, a little bit of a pink tinge because the flowers are pink. Finally, here's a video. So what we're going to do is just bring up the temperature, as you can see a little bit here, which is going to enhance the sky, a bit of colour into the picture, which brings a bit of yellow. Then we'll make it a little bit brighter, bringing out the shadows on the rocks just to enhance those a little bit as they're at the forefront of the picture. And there we have it. Thank you so much for watching today, and hopefully now you're a little bit wiser on how to make that perfect sunset occur on your phone or your camera, however it may be. All I want to say is hopefully you've learned from this video you can never really capture the perfect sunset, you mainly have to edit it. But there are a few tips to help you make a sunset look better than it actually is. So thank you so much for watching, it's been great. I've been Ollie JHN. Please do like, please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. All my videos are mainly photography based. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. It's so important that you can give me some recommendations or some improvements on stuff you want to see or stuff you want improved, so I can make my channel personal to you. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Ollie JHN. It's been great. Thank you so much.